Dear students, welcome back to the fifth part of the story, A Shot in the Dark. In the fourth part of the story, I had told you about Philip Slitherbys confusion about the crust. So, Bertie clarified that their family had the right to use two crusts. One is Jago crust, that is a running greyhound, and another one is Salfan crust, that is a demi lion. Look at the next paragraph. My station is the next one, he announced. I had never met your mother, said Slitherby suddenly, though we have corresponded several times. My introduction to her was through political friends. Does she resemble you at all in feature? I should rather like to be able to pick her out if she happened to be on the platform to meet me. She is supposed to be like me. She has the same dark brown hair and high color. It runs in her family. I say this is where I get out. Goodbye, said Slitherby. You have forgotten the 3 quid? Said the young man, opening the carriage door and pitching his suitcase onto the platform. I have no intention of lending you £3 or 3 shillings, said Slitherby severely. But you said, I know I did. My suspicions hadn't been roused then, though I hadn't necessarily swallowed your story. The error about the crust put me on my guard, notwithstanding the really brilliant way in which you accounted for it. Then I laid a trap for you. I told you that I had never met Mrs. Salfanjago. As a matter of fact, I met her at lunch on Monday last. She is a pronounced blonde. The train moved on, leaving the so-called son of the Salfanjago family cursing furiously on the platform. Well, he hasn't opened his fishing expedition by catching a flat, chuckled Slitherby. He would have an entertaining story to recount at dinner that evening, and his clever little trap would earn him applause as a man of resource and astuteness. He was still telling his adventure in imagination to an attentive audience of dinner guests when the train drew up at his destination. On the platform, he was greeted sedately by a tall footman and noisily by Claude People, an important lawyer who had apparently travelled down by the same train. So, students, here, even though Bertie gave the clear explanation about the crust, now also Slitherby is not ready to believe him. So, Slitherby laid a trap for Bertie, and he said to Bertie that he had never met her mother before. In order to identify her on the platform, he need to know about the appearance of the lady. So he is asking about the appearance or the feature of his mother. Then Bertie replied that she is supposed to like him and she has the same dark brown hair and high color. Almost all the members of the family have the same appearance. Then when Bertie's station reached, he asked Slitherby about the 3 quid, but Slitherby denies to help him, or he was not ready to give him the 3 quid. Because as a reason he said to Bertie that he had already met Mrs. Alfanjago once, and at that time she was a pronounced blonde. Blonde means a person with a fair or pale yellow color hair. Okay. Now Bertie is telling that the color of his mother is dark brown. So again Slitherby is little confused. For Slitherby, Bertie is not able to tell the correct color of her mother's hair. Thus, Philip Slitherby is not convinced that Bertie is the real son of Mrs. Salfanjago, and hence he denies to help Bertie. Then Bertie gets down the train furiously. Then the train moved on, leaving the so-called son of the Salfanjago family on the platform. Now, Philip Slitherby is thinking highly of himself. He is imagining the situation that is going to happen at Brill Manor. He thinks how he will discuss this matter, this strange incident, with the other members in the dinner, and how he will be appreciated for his astuteness or for his cleverness, and this will increase his chances for being chosen as a party member. So let me wind up today's session here. Here is the glossary for you. Thank you.